What's up, everybody? DjRon-TheClassicDJ from the Bay back at you once again with an episode of Flow Improve, where basically just analyzing some of the greatest flows that I've ever heard, helping the listener to actually realize some of the science or some of the jewels that are dropped in rap songs that are basically before their time. You know what I mean? These are timeless classics that I like to listen to. I still listen to this day. And the thing about it is most folks take them for granted. So just understand I'm just paying homage and once again, just checking out the flow of a song and listen to the messages that was given in the songs, because I come from an era where in the beginning of hip hop, it was mostly about communicating good times and things like that. And then it started to be a lot more message oriented. As a matter of fact, ever since a song called The Message, the folks was trying to say just a little bit more than just talking about partying and hollering at the girls and stuff like that. So today is no exception, as I'm still going to be here in the Bay Area as far as the artists that we're going to analyze. And this one is it hits close to home because he's right here from my hometown of Richmond, California, and some people already know who it is. But look, I don't want to go too on with the intro, but just to say that it's crazy to think about what could have been. You know what I'm saying? And this artist, he was dubbed as Richmond's Ice Cube at the time because he knew how to flow, he knew how to put things together, but he also just glorified what he was talking about. He also talked about some of the repercussions that could happen if you participate in certain acts. Much like how we did with Richie Rich or whatever. This guy, he just hit it from a different perspective, because in this particular song, he don't just talk about it, but he's also actually active in the activities, if you will. You know what I mean? As far as the way his lyrics go, and he was very vivid with the graphics and things like that. And again, the way he strung words together to quote his mom was uncanny, especially at that time. You know what I mean? We've seen a lot of talented artists since then, but this came out right around 1990. It's credited to be 1991, but of course, you already hear the drum line. This is Filthy Phil and Consequences.
When I'm driving through the streets of the Bay, whether Oakland or Frisco, I'm strapped, okay? Niggas them up like they gonna do. Yeah, ask each other who's it? I'm filthy. As I smoke my end up, grab the gat and wave it in the wind. Now you have two choices. Here's the first. Go on about your business. Things get worse.
So here we go. He started off right. He kicks it off, and he's saying, when I'm driving through the streets of the Bay, whether Oakland or Frisco. Now, of course, there's other cities, but if you know the Bay Area like I know it, those are the meccas. Oakland is the mecca, and then San Francisco, of course, just across the bridge from there. You know, that's where most of the action took place in the Bay Area. You know what I mean? And he was saying that as he's driving through, you know, they look at him kind of crazy. He said they mugged me. But, and, you know, they be tapping, you know, like if you pass through a set or whatever, you see some cats hanging out, they'd be like tapping like, who is this right here? You know what I'm saying? And so he letting you know who he is. Let's go further. So he's saying, I'm smoking my endo as I'm riding through, you know what I mean? But if y'all looking kind of crazy, whatever, you know what I mean? I'm going to have my gun and I'm going to wave it in the window. He called it a gat. Back then, that's what we were calling him, you know, credit Eazy-E and NWA for making that popular. But he was saying, and wave it in the window.
Now you have two choices. Here's the first. Go on about your business. Things get worse. Here's the second. Some shoot senseless. They draw guns and they face consequences. You don't know. Now you never will. Rest in peace and give me credit for a clever kill.
So look, again, that's some of that wordplay jumping off the already, right? So he already said he was rolling through, and y'all asking each other who I am or whatever. He said you could walk away or you could face the consequences. You know what I mean? If you face the consequences, you don't know me, but now you never will. Rest in peace and give me credit for a clever kill. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. So here's the thing, though. He flips it right there. You know what I mean? He say, let's just put the ball in your court. He said, what's your play? You'll make your move, but make it a smart one, right? And if you move and get away, that's a proper one. You know, and I'm thinking about it as, you know, maybe I don't have my gun with me or whatever. That's basically what he's saying, right? So in that situation, you make your move, but make it a proper one. And if you move and get away, he said make your move and make it a smart one, excuse me. But if you move and get away, that's a proper one. You know what I mean? But then it don't end there, though. And that's crazy. That's how the streets go. So I just took it back just a little bit. We're going to start from here, and we're going to see what happens if they move and get away.
What's happening? It's your flex. Make a move, but make it a smart one. And if you move and get away, that's a part one. Part two is hey. Lucy Dealers wanna show you how the AK act in the hands of the maniac. It ain't nice. The scene is gross for those who see those payback.
So he said part two is the payback. First part is the consequence, whatever. He said if you move and get away, that's a proper one. But part two is the payback. So even though you got away, there's a payback to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming back. And he said 50 Phil is going to show you how to AK act in the hands of a maniac. It's not nice. He said those who see is gross. And those who see close, those who are close will pay the price. You know what I mean? The scene is gross, and those who see, they pay the price. Maybe I didn't get that quite right. Let's just go back. The scene is gross, and those who see close, they pay the price. So that's the price. He said, for those that see, I call them witnesses. And what you're saying, if you're the witness, what you're saying is you want your head to bed. That's a phrase they used to use, right? In other words, you want to get killed just like he did. You want your head to bed like his. Because if you testify, you mess with my freedom. So you better play blind. Police might shoot me up, shot me up, jack me up, but they won't lock me up again. Before that, I vote you. Grab the gun and go out like a soldier. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if they paid attention. First of all, if you don't know who 50 Phil was, he's notorious now. I didn't want to say it in the intro because I didn't want to give away who I was talking about, right? But he's notorious for being on America's Most Wanted for shooting a police officer. So right here in this verse, what he's saying is police might shoot me up and sock me up, but they won't lock me up for years and for years. For that, I'll fold you. I'll grab the gat and go out like a soldier. The thing about it was the police actually used his lyrics against him, but they was lyrics from another song. And in that song, it's called The Payback. Consequently, it's called The Payback, right? Oh, that's a play on words. I didn't even try to do it. Consequently, pay. So look, the thing about it was he had a line where they're going to go do a drive-by, and as they driving down the street, he's telling the driver, said, there's the police. Don't provoke them. But if they pull us over, I swear I'm going to smoke them. That's the line that they use in court, I'm told. I wasn't there, of course. But that's what was said, right? And this was at the very beginning of using lyrics against the rappers, saying that stuff is premeditated. That's what they're trying to prove, right? This is the kind of person that we're dealing with, that he's ready to kill a police officer. Listen what he said in this song. You know what I mean? So on this one, he said, the police might shoot me up or sock me up, but they won't lock me up for years and years. So the thing about it was he had been dealing with a lot of run-ins with the police or whatever. Some of them, or a couple of them, kind of turned a little bit violent or whatever. Take a look at the video of America's Most Wanted. It's, you know, it's glorified, you know what I mean, for TV or whatnot. That's what TV do. When they have a story that they want you to see, they're going to always add something to it to make it look a whole lot better. But the bottom line is he was having run-ins with the police, so that's the lyrics that we hear right here. I had to pause right there because I know what he's finna say, right? Usually I act like I never heard the song before. I try to come across like that. But of course, I've heard all these songs before. It's the greatest flows I've ever heard, right? But this is the thing about it, though. He said, let me get this right, cue it up. Let me cue it up just right. So I grab the gat and go out like a soldier. So this part right here, I'm going to say it before he said, so you know what he's saying when he said, because I think this is one of them lines where people hear it but don't really put it together. So he said, I'll grab the gat and go out like a soldier. Now, as time goes on, you know, people, well, back in the day, people say, I swear to God, you know what I'm saying? As time goes on, they started to say, oh, my mama, this is what I do. You know what I mean? But on this particular song, he's saying, I'll grab the gat and go out like a soldier. That's from the heart. I'll create a 187 like art. Now here's the part that gets people though. That's from the heart. I'll create a 187 like art. I'll be coming by car, bus, or BART. When he said that, you know, when I turn my head around, it's like, ooh, that's a bar. That's a bar right there. I don't care what nobody say. So for those who don't live in the Bay Area that see this video, Lord willing to go farther than the Bay Area, I'll be coming by car. That's a given, right? Usually we say Kai. I guess he knew the song was going to be more out of Richmond, but Richmond folks don't say Kai. And maybe he does say it like that. We're going to listen. He said, I'll be coming by car, bus, or BART. I think he said car just because he needs the things to rhyme, right? That's the cadence of the song, right? That's how Filthy would do. You know what I mean? The scene is gross. Those who see close pay the price. I'll be coming by car, bus, or BART. Bus is given. The BART is a train system that we have out here. So he bout it. Any means necessary, he come and take care of the situation. My son's walking through the door, whatnot. He's also an avid listener to hip hop. But look, let's go ahead and get to that part. Before we get to the hook, that's grown man stuff right there. I don't know how old Filthy was. He was less than 20 years old, if I remember correctly. But he was saying, if I mess up, I face the consequences. Maturity speaking at its highest. So look, I got to go back just one more time. Don't trip. Let's listen. If your ears are lame or whatnot, if you didn't catch what he said, so one of the brothers from the neighborhood where Filthy's from, actually, it's like right around the corner from where I live at today. You know what I mean? But he said, a brother's going to do what he's going to do. If I were you, I'll think about the consequences. Tell you a quick story real fast before I let the song roll on. I remember I had the privilege to DJ Philip's wedding, right? And you know how they do at the wedding. They have a part where they do the garter toss, where the bride the bouquet toss. I'm sorry, and the bride throw her bouquet. The girls fight for it. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time for the men to do the garter toss or whatnot to catch the garter, so the thought is the lady that catches the bouquet is going to be next to get married. The guy who catches the garter is going to be next to get married as well. Have no problem getting the ladies up to catch the bouquet. That's not a problem. So when it gets to the garter, though, we got to do a search and rescue. Shout out to Drake. We got to do search and rescue to find some guys, the single guys, to come over and catch the garter. So at this particular wedding, I played this song. I just started it off, and they instantly knew what it was. They're like, oh. And the great part about it, Filthy didn't even have this album no more. So we talked a little bit after that. I told him I'd be glad to get him some copies of his song. But he didn't even have it. So for the DJ to play that song at his wedding, that was dope. Shout out DjRon, the classic DJ from the Bay. Here we go. Back to the hook.
A brother's gonna do what he's gonna do. If I were you, I think about the consequences. Yeah. Those who sway from the east or west coast, some don't like you, some say let's toast.
A bar. Once again, he's breaking down the life, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? Well, that's what he's breaking down, the life. And the thing about it, I like how he thinks, again, just like I was saying, this video should get out of the Bay Area. It should go further abroad, hopefully across the states. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna do no hating. We all got an infinite love for hip hop. That's why it's been around for so long. This song is when hip hop wasn't even 15 years old yet, or right around that time. You know what I'm saying? So this is early, and he gonna actually mention that at the end of the song. But listen to what he says though. To those that slang. At that time, that's what most young people did. You know what I mean? Slanging dope or whatnot, right? Say from the East or West Coast. Some don't like you, while some say let's toast. And the thing about it, he's thinking about it from a boss in the game's perspective. You know what I mean? Because most bosses from different coasts, whatever, they're connected in some kind of way. They're cool with one another and everything else. It's the people that's on the streets on a low level that are shooting and doing all the crazy stuff. You know what I mean? That's why they say it's lonely at the top, and there's only a few of them that pop champagne and stuff like that together. So that's basically what he's saying right here. To those that slang from the East or West Coast, some don't like you, while some say let's toast. You know what I mean?
And those who got 'cause most of the money's fast and the pussy come quick. Tear that ass is slick, but we slick.
So he said, tear that ass is a slick, but we slicker. So if you don't know, he's talking about the task force. He's saying that the task force is a special group of officers who are set out to catch drug dealers doing what they do. He said they slick, but we slicker. Now, consequently, not long after this, though, they had a big raid in the manor. I think you probably could be able to Google the John F. Kennedy Manor raid where the police, they got real slick, right? I don't know if they listened to the song and was inspired by it or whatever, but they did a huge raid where they drove in limousines so everybody ran to the car to see who it was, and all of a sudden, city under siege. The area was under siege, and they surrounded it and netted upwards of 100 people, you know what I mean, in this big, gigantic raid, which kind of cleaned up the manor for the most part at that time, John F. Kennedy Manor. It was right at the beginning when they started changing the name to Monterey Pines and all that. I don't want to get into all that. Let's get back to the song, but just letting you know, there's always things, a lot more that goes on when you deal with real rap, reality rap, conscious rap, gangster rap. All right? All right.
In the streets, we keep this on me. Before you try something on me. That's the risk I take like it's hell.
So again, he's dealing with the police officers, right? He said he'll pop the police before they plant something on him, plant drugs or plant a gun or something like that on him. He'll pop them first. So he said, don't catch a fiend fiending for hop. Now, how he took it back like that, I don't know, because in 1990, it wasn't as many hop is heroin. Wasn't as many heroin addicts at that time. There was more crack addicts, right? And so for him to take it back like that, it just shows the range of his knowledge to what he has saw. You know what I mean? He said, don't catch a fiend fiending for hop. With a gun, with no money, give up the balloon or get popped. Heroin used to come in these balloons. They used to twist them off or whatever, you know, and the balloon was to make sure that they were sealed because the person who was selling it might have them in his mouth or something like that. Don't want to swallow because you don't want to ingest heroin. That stuff was something terrible, and it was a kind of addiction that your body had to have it. So therefore, the addict, the fiend for heroin, is ready to kill for it. So that's why he said, give up the balloon or get popped, or pop first because it's kill or be killed. And watch out for the jacket that's watching you build. Your empire higher is what he's saying. Dang, that's all it is. Straight game. Went back just a little bit. Let's get it going. So look, quick shout out to E40. There's a song called "The Drought Season" where E40 is rapping, and it's him and Cavio and E40. If you know the song "Drought Season," go look at it. Go listen to it, YouTube it or whatever, stream it on Spotify or whatever. The Drought Season. E40 and Cavio, they both rapping. E40 is talking about it on the boss's perspective. Cavio is talking about it on a broke person's perspective. A broke person's perspective. E40 is having money. Cavio is talking about taking money. You know what I'm saying? Filthy just did that in this song. He did it in a way that Slick Rick would rap, where he could be rapping and he could give you two different perspectives as like he's two different people. Filthy started this verse talking about the dose of slang as far as bosses go, right? And the things the consequences of that lifestyle, you know what I mean? But then he flips and he said, but I'm broke. Give up the cash, jewels. Listen to it. I'm going to go back again. Listen to it. Watch out for the jacket. So listen what he said. I hustle, sure, G, but I'm broke. Give up the cold cash and jewels. Smooth. So give up the money and even, hey, I'm just saying it because he's saying it so quick that you might miss it.
scope. You know the spread think school ain't cool no more. You can end up dead or behind bars and fences.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back because that was just so much in that little bit of time and that little bit of thing. So he's saying he's saying, ain't that the move that's made by me and you? Remember, he's a jacker. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that move made when you give up the cop? That'll work. Time to think slick. Slick, don't be a jerk. You got two choices, and here's the first: to give up your car or it becomes your hearse. And here's the second: give him the gas, hit on the gas, and just do him. And then he said, Henry, I believe he said, Henry, you got a hot one for him, give it to him. Consequences, that's what he deserves. And then he goes back again to being the narrative of the whole song, right? Or the whole scenario. When they think that they can take what you slave for, they got their nerves. And newcomers want to come in this game and score. Oh, spitting. They want to come in this game and score. You know them squares that think school ain't cool no more. You could end up dead or behind bars and fences. Breaking it down. Let's go back.
They can take what you slave for. They got their nerves. Newcomers want to come in the game and scope. You know the spread think school ain't cool no more. You can end up dead or behind bars and fences.
Face the consequences. Back to the hook.
A brother's gonna do what he's gonna do. If I was you, I'd think about the consequences. I think about the consequences. Consequences is a motherfucker, but I always face them, 'cause I'm no sucker. Before I pull a job or a caper, I grab a pen and put a rap on the paper.
Ooh. So he said, I always face them because I'm no sucker. Before I pull a job or a caper. Now, if you listen to that, if you did what I do, or if you do what I told you to do and listen to America's Most Wanted, I believe they messed this part up. I might be messing it up. I believe he says, before I pull a job or a caper or grab a pen and put a rap on the paper. He said, before I pull a rap or a caper, I grab the pen and put a rap on the paper. Both could be right? But you see the difference there? They said, I grabbed the pen and put a rap on the paper. I said, or grab the pen and put a rap on the paper. Bottom line is, he's just talking about weighing it all out, right? Before I pull a job or pull a caper or grab the pen and put a rap on the paper, I think about more than just making money. So either way could be right? And it's not consequential either way it goes because it still makes sense.
Consequences is a motherfucker, but I always face them, 'cause I'm no sucker. Before I pull a job or a caper, I grab a pen and put a rap on the paper. I think about more than just making money. My raps are serious and far from funny. It seems like the funny raps are making it, but I'm no joke. Here's my chance of taking it, a chance to tell how my time is spent. The good, the bad, and the place I represent. The D, the H, the E, T, T, O.
I had to catch you right there. I hope I caught it just in time because I'm not going to go back. He said, so I think about more than just making money. My raps are serious and far from funny. Kind of reminiscent of KRS-One when he talks about rappers like a setup, a lot of games, a lot of suckers with colorful names. Saying the same thing, you know what I mean? But my raps are serious and far from funny. It seems like the funny raps are making it, but I'm no joke. Here's my chance, and I'm taking it. A chance to tell how my time is spent. The good, the bad, and the place I represent. Then he spells ghetto. The G, the H, the E, T, the T-O. Just raw to just be able to string all these ideas, these thoughts, and lyrics together.
I tell about the drugs, the killings, and my C.O. A man's a Mac, his tongue is a swift sword. He cuts up gas, sees the side of another boy.
All right. So he said, I tell about the drugs and killings while she's whoring, while she's prostituting, right? And then he says, her man's a Mac. His tongue is a swift sword. He cuts up game that she's decided to never avoid. When I said the way I said it, because I had to enunciate and pronounce it so you could understand it. The way he said it with the ebonics kicked in, though, his tongue is a swift sword. He cuts up game she decided to never avoid. You catch that? You see what he's saying? You'll catch it right here. You'll hear it. He lets her know there's a fee to be with me. If your love is real, then your H-O-E. manipulation at its finest, right? That's the way the game go, though. You know what I mean? I don't play that game, but I'm understanding it, though. You know what I mean? I don't condone it, but I understand it. I move too fast. So if she does, and always is, she gonna always live that life, right? She fell in love with the game, now face the consequences, right? But then this is where you get introspective with it. And I love this part right here. It's another one of the things, but I done flipped my hat around already. So let me just sit this person real fast with message. Let me shoot this person a message, right? He said, but this is where he gets introspective. That's why I had to run it back. HOE. She does and always is. Consequences, what he's finna say, right? But this thing about it though, most young people like me, we all grew up thinking just like this. Hold on. D, you gotta open the door for Kalen, D. He might have heard me, might not. This is what we doing. Flow and prove. Almost done. So he gets introspective when he gonna shine a light on himself. Because I'm a black man without a variety of things to do, I'm a menace to society. You know what I mean? I'm another young man. I ain't got no job in them like that. So they demon me. They look at me like a menace to society. I don't believe he's proclaiming to be a menace to society, but that's the way they look at him. You know what I'm saying? And then this is the part right here, because I'm not going to stop it no more. I'm going to tell you what he says right here. He says, I don't have a variety of things to do, so I'm a menace to society. The way they look at me. As an outlaw, a D-boy, or a crook. But then he's saying, him flipping it again, making a record was a chance I took to get out the game before it gets me. And instead of bullets, the beats hit me. One good part about that is, Darren, open the door. One good part about that is, he said, to get out the game before it gets me. Now, instead of bullets, the beats hit me. And Sauce, the producer, you didn't think I peeped this, but I hear it. The drum, the bass line, the kick drum hits just a little bit harder on that part. Ba-boom. If you got beat in your car, you listen to the song, turn it up and you'll hear it. Open the door for Kalen. So just to make sure you take a listen to it when you listen to the song. Last stop right here. Making a record was a chance I took to get out the game before it gets me. Now instead of bullets, beats hit me. I hit the beat right back with the realness. Some can't comprehend because only we can feel this. But you can't ban what you don't understand. See, that's senseless. Leave rap alone. I face the consequences. I told you this is less than 20 years into rap. 15 years or something like that. Rap is at its teen stage, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's saying. He's speaking to, I don't know, I want to say white folks or whatever, but he's saying you can't ban what you don't understand. That's senseless. Leave it all alone. Leave rap alone or face the consequences. So look, once again, it's DJ Ron, classic DJ from the Bay, coming at you with another episode of Flow and Prove. If you like what you saw, just, go ahead and click like. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. You know what I mean? If it's something that you want to review or whatever, or see me review, just put it in the comments and whatnot. I'll be looking in the comments, plan to be active in the comments as well. But until the next time, remember to think about the consequences. Think about the consequences.
Hey man, I heard about your boy the other day, Phil.
Yeah, them fools tried to down him,
Yeah.
They like to face the consequences though.
All right, stay down, huh? Peace.
When I'm driving through the streets of the Bay, whether Oakland or Frisco, I'm strapped, okay? Niggas smut me like they gonna do me. Jack me, ask each other who's he? I'm filthy. As I smoke my endo, grab the gap and wave it in the window. Now you have two choices. Here's the first. Go on about your business, things get worse. Here's the second. Some choose senseless. They draw guns and they face consequences. You don't know me. Now you never will. Rest in peace and give me credit for a clever kill. We're living eye for eye. I put it this way. What's up? What's happening? It's show play. Make a move, but make it a smart one. And if you move and get away, that's part one. Part two is the payback. The killer's gonna show you how the AK act in the hands of the maniac. It ain't nice. The scene is gross for those who see folks pay the price. For those who see, I got witnesses. What you saying is you want your head to bed like his. Cause if you testify, you mess with my freedom. So you better play blind, son. Police might shoot me up, shot me up, jack me up, but they won't lock me up for years and years. Before that, I'll fold you. Grab the gat and go out like a soldier. That's from the heart, created 187 like art. I'll be coming by car, bus, apart. I'm smart, cause I use my senses. But if I mess up, I face consequences.
Gonna do what he's gonna do. If I were you, I'd think about the consequences. Yes. A brother's gonna do what he's gonna do. If I were you, I'd think about the consequences. Yeah.
To those who slang from the east or west coast, some don't like you, some say let's toast to the life. And those who got the most, the money's fast and the pussy come quick. Yeah, that ass is slick, but we slick. And in the streets we peep this, homie. I pop one before he plant something on me. That's the risk I take. Life is hell, I can tell by the moves we make. And don't catch a fiend fiending for hot. Would've got no money, give up the balloon, I get popped. I pop first, it's skill to be killed. And watch out for the jackets, watching your bill. Your empire higher, I hustle sure, G. But I'm broke, give up the cold cash, sure. Smooth, ain't that the move made by many? The jack move, give up the money if any in it. Hey, give up the car, that'll work. Time to think quick, slick, don't be a jerk. You have two choices, here's the first. Give up the car, or it becomes your hearse. Here's the second, mash on the gas or just do 'em. Hear me? Got a hot one for him, give it to him. Consequences, that's what he deserves. Niggas think they can take what you slave for, they got their nerves. Newcomers wanna come in the game to score. You know the squares that think school ain't cool no more. You can end up dead or behind bars and fences. Face consequences.
A brother's gonna do what he's gonna do. If I were you, I'd think about the consequences. I think about the consequences.
Consequences is a motherfucker, but I always face them, cause I'm no sucker. Before I pull a job or a caper, I grab a pen and put a rap on the paper. I think about more than just making money. My raps are serious and far from funny. It seems like the funny raps are making it, but I'm no joke. Here's my chance and I'm taking it. A chance to tell how my time is spent. The good, the bad, and the place I represent. The G, the H, the E, T, T-O. I tell about the drugs, the killings, and why she owe. A man's a Mac, his tongue is a swift sword. He cuts up gang, sings and started another boy. At first she felt helpless, but when she's around him, she feels secure. So sure she's happy she found him. He lets her know there's a fee to be with me. If your love is real, then your H-O-E. And she does and always is. She fell in love with a pimp and faced consequences. See, I'm a black man without a variety of things to do.
do, so I'm a menace to society. An outlaw, a D-boy, a crook. Making a record is a chance I took to get out the game before it gets me. Now instead of bullets, beats hit me. I hit the beat right back with the realness. Some can't comprehend, cause only weak feel this. But you can't ban what you can't understand. Looks senseless, leave rap alone, I face consequences.
A brother's gonna do what he's gonna do. If I were you, I think about the consequences. Yeah. A brother's gonna do what he's gonna do. If I were you, I think about the consequences. Woo, 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 yeah. I think about the consequences. Consequences.